The 1st century AD witnessed the collision of two mighty empires, Rome and Parthia. These two colossal powers, each with their own unique strengths and strategies, were on a path that would inevitably lead to conflict. Their rivalry was not just about territorial expansion, but also about asserting dominance and influence over the known world. These empires, vast and powerful, controlled much of the known world. Rome, with its sprawling cities and advanced infrastructure, was a beacon of civilization in the West. Parthia, with its rich cultural heritage and strategic trade routes, was a formidable force in the East. Rome, with its legions of disciplined soldiers, had conquered lands from Britain to Egypt. The Roman military machine was unmatched in its organization and efficiency, capable of projecting power across vast distances. The legions were the backbone of Rome's might, embodying the discipline and strength of the empire. Parthia, a kingdom of skilled horsemen and archers, held sway over Persia and Mesopotamia. The Parthian cavalry, renowned for their mobility and archery skills, could strike with deadly precision and retreat before the enemy could respond. This hit-and-run tactic was a hallmark of Parthian warfare, making them a formidable adversary. Their territories met in the volatile region of Armenia, a land destined to become a battleground. Armenia's strategic location made it a coveted prize for both empires, serving as a buffer zone and a gateway to further conquests. The control of Armenia was crucial for maintaining influence in the region. The Roman Parthian War of 58 to 63 AD marked a pivotal chapter in their centuries-long struggle for dominance. This war was characterized by a series of intense battles and strategic maneuvers, with both sides seeking to outwit and outlast the other. The conflict tested the limits of their military capabilities and the resilience of their soldiers. Rome, under the rule of the ambitious Nero, sought to expand its eastern frontiers. Nero's vision of a greater Roman Empire drove his military campaigns, pushing the boundaries of Roman influence further into the east. His leadership, though often controversial, was marked by a relentless pursuit of power and glory. The Parthians, led by the astute Vologases I, aimed to secure their borders and maintain their influence in Armenia. Vologases was a shrewd leader, adept at both diplomacy and warfare. His strategies were aimed at preserving Parthian sovereignty and countering Roman aggression. The ensuing conflict was a clash of contrasting military styles, political ambitions, and cultural identities. Roman discipline and organization faced off against Parthian mobility and archery. The war was not just a series of battles, but a complex interplay of strategies and tactics, with each side trying to exploit the other's weaknesses. It would shape the destiny of both empires for generations to come. The outcomes of this war had long-lasting repercussions, influencing the political and cultural landscapes of the region. The legacy of this clash of titans is still evident in the historical narratives and archaeological remnants that tell the story of this epic struggle. Armenia, strategically nestled between Rome and Parthia, became the focal point of their rivalry. This mountainous kingdom, a crossroads of trade and culture, held strategic importance for both empires. For Rome, control of Armenia would safeguard its eastern provinces from Parthian incursions. Parthia, on the other hand, viewed Armenia as a buffer state, essential for protecting its western heartland. The Roman Parthian War of 58 to 63 AD was sparked by a power struggle within Armenia itself. The Parthian king Vologases I installed his brother Tiridates on the Armenian throne. This act directly challenged Roman interests. Rome, unwilling to tolerate Parthian interference in its sphere of influence, responded with military force. Thus began a conflict that would engulf the region in a bitter and bloody war. The Roman war machine, initially under the command of Gnaeus Domitius Corbulo, swung into action. Corbulo, a seasoned general known for his strategic acumen and relentless discipline, was tasked with the formidable challenge of securing Roman dominance in the east. His reputation as a strict and effective leader preceded him, and his troops were well aware of the high expectations placed upon them. Roman legions, renowned for their discipline and organization, marched eastward, determined to expel the Parthians from Armenia. The journey was arduous, with the legions traversing vast and often hostile landscapes. The soldiers, clad in their iconic armor and bearing the weight of their equipment, pressed on with unwavering resolve. However, the Romans soon discovered that campaigning in the east presented unique challenges. The terrain was rugged and unforgiving, with steep mountains, dense forests, and treacherous rivers impeding their progress. The harsh climate, with its scorching summers and freezing winters, further tested the endurance of the Roman soldiers. The Parthian army, primarily composed of mounted archers and heavily armoured cavalry known as cataphracts, favoured a fluid and mobile style of warfare. Their ability to strike swiftly and retreat just as quickly made them a formidable opponent. The Parthians excelled in hit-and-run tactics, using their mobility to outmaneuver the slower Roman legions. The Parthians, masters of the bow and arrow, could rain down deadly volleys of arrows upon the advancing Romans. Their archers, mounted on agile horses, could shoot with remarkable accuracy, even while on the move. This relentless barrage of arrows created chaos and confusion within the Roman ranks, making it difficult for them to maintain their formations. Their cataphracts, clad in heavy armour, would launch devastating charges, disrupting Roman formations. These heavily armoured cavalry units, with their imposing presence and powerful steeds, could break through the Roman lines with sheer force. The sight of these armoured giants thundering towards them struck fear into the hearts of the Roman soldiers. The Romans, accustomed to fighting in close order, struggled to adapt to the Parthian tactics. Their traditional methods of warfare, which relied on tight formations and disciplined ranks, were less effective against the fluid and unpredictable maneuvers of the Parthian cavalry. The Roman soldiers found themselves constantly on the defensive, trying to fend off attacks from all directions. Early Roman offensives met with mixed success, and the legions suffered setbacks against the elusive Parthian horsemen. Despite their best efforts, the Romans found it challenging to gain a decisive advantage. The Parthians, with their superior mobility and tactical prowess, managed to keep the Romans at bay, forcing them to reconsider their strategies and adapt to the harsh realities of Eastern warfare. The Roman war effort found a capable leader in Gnaeus Domitius Corbulo. A seasoned general known for his tactical acumen and strict discipline, Corbulo took command of the Roman forces in the east. Recognizing the need for adaptation, Corbulo implemented rigorous training regimes to prepare his legions for the challenges of Parthian warfare. He emphasized discipline, drilled his troops in archery and skirmishing tactics, and improved their logistics to cope with the harsh eastern terrain. Corbulo understood that victory against the Parthians required more than just brute force. It demanded cunning, adaptability, and a deep understanding of the enemy's strengths and weaknesses. On the Parthian side, King Vologases proved to be a formidable adversary. Facing internal unrest within his own empire, Vologases was a shrewd strategist and a courageous leader. He understood the importance of maintaining Parthian prestige in Armenia while balancing the need to defend his own territories. Vologases deployed his forces skillfully, utilizing the Parthian cavalry to harass the Romans and disrupt their supply lines. He sought to exploit any opportunity to weaken the Roman resolve. The Roman-Parthian War became a complex chess match, with both Corbulo and Vologases maneuvering their forces and seeking to gain the upper hand in this battle of empires. The Battle of Rhandaea in 58 AD marked a turning point in the war. This battle was not just another clash between the Roman and Parthian empires, it was a significant event that would shape the future of both civilizations. The strategic importance of Rhandaea cannot be overstated, as it was a key location that both sides desperately wanted to control. The Parthian army, commanded by Vologases himself, clashed with Roman forces under the leadership of a legate named Gaius Ummidius Durmius Quadratus. Vologases I was a formidable leader, known for his tactical acumen and ability to inspire his troops. On the other hand, Quadratus was a seasoned Roman commander, well versed in the art of war and determined to secure a victory for Rome. The Parthians, confident in their cavalry superiority, sought to crush the Romans in a decisive engagement. Their cavalry, especially the horse archers, were renowned for their speed and deadly accuracy. They believed that their mobility and archery skills would give them an overwhelming advantage on the battlefield. The Romans, however, had learned from their previous encounters. They had faced the Parthian cavalry before and had adapted their tactics accordingly. The Roman legions were known for their discipline and ability to innovate in the face of new challenges. They formed a strong defensive position, protecting themselves from the Parthian arrows with a wall of shields. This formation, known as the testudo or tortoise formation, allowed them to withstand the barrage of arrows and maintain their defensive integrity. The Roman legions withstood the Parthian onslaughts, inflicting heavy casualties on their enemy. The discipline and resilience of the Roman soldiers were on full display as they repelled wave after wave of Parthian attacks. The Parthians, despite their initial confidence, found themselves unable to break the Roman lines. The Battle of Randeia, though not a crushing victory for either side, demonstrated the effectiveness of Roman adaptations and marked a shift in the balance of power. The battle showcased the strategic brilliance of both commanders and highlighted the evolving nature of warfare between these two great empires. It was a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the Roman legions and a reminder of the formidable challenge posed by the Parthian cavalry.